There is progress.
It's always progress is important, man.
Mm.
How are you, dude? You old rusty bag of dick nickels.
Ooh, yeah. At least I'm made out of money. Um,
Nickels.
mhm.
People don't go crazy
Um,
for change anymore, man.
I like to party. Man, I'm doing pretty good. Doing all right, fucking just chilling. I don't know if you could tell, but there's not any toys right here.
Yeah, what happened? Did you get grounded?
I grew up, man. I left Neverland,
Shit.
Neverland.
Did we? I have the sneaking suspicion that now that you have an extra room, that your stuff's in an extra room. Is that?
Yep.
Is that
Grew up, went upstairs.
yeah. Okay. Basically, your lady's tired of waking up looking at fucking action figures.
She's like, get this fucking child out of my life.
No.
Not gonna marry a little boy.
I'm saying, like, obviously there's something that she's into, but like he works hard, he plays with toys, he's that man of mine.
No, it wasn't really like that. It was just more like they just have an extra room,
So people who stay over get to look at your toys.
Well, do you remember back when we first started this? I had like an upstairs kind of an office. Like I recorded in a different room. I didn't always record in our bedroom.
Right.
When I recorded before, it was when I first started collecting toys, or like kind of like really got into it. And I had like a desk and pictures and toys and office.
Yeah.
And then I moved the office, stopped having an office. So, someone could stay with us, and they stayed with us for like 10 months. And then other roommate was storing stuff in there. And then now finally I'm able to have an office again. So now I'm just moving out all of my toys from our room, and I have a lot more than I used to have. So It's just taking a lot of time. I know it sounds stupid, but you gotta dust the toys that get dirty if they're not in a like closed, cabinet. Just I got like over 100 toys.
I just kind of feel like as you're unpacking this shit and putting everything out, you're like, oh, hi friend, haven't seen you in a while. And just kind of talking to them, like cleaning their gloves, like it's kind of like 40-year-old virgin where he's like, now I'm painting your yellow pants blue.
What's sad? I am that guy now. I'm not 40 yet.
You're not a virgin either, man.
Still a virgin.
But his house was full of toys. That's from no sex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's something to strive for, telling you that much.
Speaking of striving, for those of you who don't know where you are, you're at another fun-filled, exciting episode of This Is the Future.
Unfortunately.
Damn right.
Yeah, man. I'm doing pretty good. Got getting some stuff happening a little bit, but how you doing?
Stuff happens.
Stuff happens, man, and then it's just cool, because you're like, man, that happened. Fucking awesome.
I think you all got room for your sex swing now, and that you're gonna have some people over later to try out the old beams in the place.
Wee.
The only swing that doesn't require clothing.
Yeah, just you gotta strap some things down. You don't want to get things get caught. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I've never had sex in a weightless environment. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But I don't want to be the one in the swing.
I don't know. You like the swing?
Yeah, with my clothes on. It's true, man. I haven't gotten. I'm
like the party.
I'm not getting arrested. Some nude fucker, some nude adult.
No, you don't get arrested if you run away.
Run away. I don't run, Alex. I face my fears.
I was just joking. I was just a joke. It's fine.
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah, I might be naked and at school, but at a playground, it's just a joke.
Just a big old goof. If they bust you naked, they put your dick in a cage too?
Yeah, you gotta have little dick cuffs.
I don't want you getting turned on in the back of the squad car.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Yeah, I'm to answer your question, I'm good, dude. It's been an eventful week, and I've realized that since this pandemic shit started, I'm not that big on having eventful weeks anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need that much to happen to be. It's almost like an extra job.
Right.
You know, I had like 2 concerts to go to. Like it was fun, but I also felt like I was at work. You know, kind of.
Yeah, I get it.
You're like, I gotta work in the morning. Like maybe I should have just stayed home and watched something like of no importance on the internet. But no, went to a few shows. Went to a hockey game.
Yeah.
They sucked.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So dig this shit. We went to I thought I'd try to be nice and take my lady to a hockey game last night. And so we went to the game, and the event center, big ass, you know, those like the Moda Center in Portland. They're ignorant around here. That's all there is to it. So they decided that they would quietly decide that you can't bring any bag in bigger than, I don't know. The square was like maybe like that big. I'm not
A
making this
bag,
up.
like,
Like no purses, no nothing that's
oh,
bigger than that.
what?
So
Really?
honestly, about the size of like a like the iPhone, the biggest iPhone. That's the size.
So it's like you can put a strap around your wallet and wear it around your neck.
It actually said no, with something about straps too, but in any case, it was a mass exodus of people finding this out the hard way and then walking back to their cars. And we missed 15 minutes of the game because of that. She didn't know, and she got pissed off. And
Dude, that sucks because it's like you got to put your purse in your car.
well,
You got to.
here's the kicker. With the people that came in and sat down next to us, they were later than us. And she was like, you know, a lot of people came in Ubers. And I
Yeah.
was like, and they have lockers, but they were full, you know. So long story short, obviously a man made that decision.
Yeah, I would say
Just
so.
gonna go ahead and throw that out there. And the bitch of it is, and this always baked my noodle anyway. It's always somebody up high that makes the decision, right? That makes the decision that the rest of us have to roll out and deal with. Because
Right.
of course people were bitching to security. They were bitching to a bunch of men with megaphones, and the men on the megaphones are saying, basically, we're not responsible. Stop making us work harder than we need to. It wasn't our decision about the bags. Go to customer care. I'm like, otherwise, you guys aren't doing anything at all. Just so you know, you're standing in a gaggle fuck like you always do. So God forbid. But it was just, and people were, it was like, people were pissed, right?
Yeah.
Women are
Oh, yeah.
pissed off. So the men are pissed off because they bought the tickets, and now the women are bitching and they have a valid reason. So
Right.
that puts salt in the wound right away. And then you get in there and you start watching the hockey game, and and I haven't seen the Flyers play hockey in a year and a half. And when I saw them, it was the last game before the pandemic happened. And
Okay.
I didn't want to see it. And they played the Bruins and they got their ass beat like they usually do. So I was like, I'm not going to go see them play the Bruins. I'll see them play somebody that's, you know, equal to them. Maybe they'll win.
Right.
Brother, I don't really care if you win the game. It's not a big deal. It's kind of nice. They didn't score one fucking goal.
Really?
And that's like, I mean, it got to the point where at the end, like 2 minutes left in the game, when there was only 30% of us left, they were like, here's the save of the game. I'm like, that was our fucking high point. The goalie, he let 3 in, so it wasn't one of those, obviously. We just watched him catch one in his glove. That was the big event. That's what we showed up for. That's why you fuck with people in their purses. All that for this? Get the fuck out of here. This is trash. Those people need to be fired. If I performed that way at my job, get the fuck out of here. You're done. Bare minimum, I would have got a write-up. I'm like, these guys aren't motivated, just like the rest of the Philly sports fans. Everyone that works in this area, just like me, has the same mentality. I'm gonna do just enough to keep my job, which is fine. Is totally fine, unless you're a professional fucking sports team and people come to see you to forget how miserable their lives are for 3 hours. It's like, dude, you guys remind me of how I work. This sucks. You play like trash. What the fuck is this? You know, I'm like, my old man has a really good theory about professional athletes, and I'm going to go ahead and share this. His theory is that everyone should make a base salary.
Okay.
A reasonable base salary, maybe 100 grand. Let's just call it that. And then you get bonused based upon your statistics, your performance.
Right. Kind of like a real job.
Well, fucking A, right. Just like a real job. Instead of just like, here's a big goofy contract, you're probably going to get hurt and not even have to do anything. Or if you do get out there, you know, you whatever. Like, good luck. It's like, dude, it's just such a, I'm having this problem going to sporting events. It's like, do I go to sporting events or concerts? Because concerts, you usually at least get something you want out of it. Like, imagine going to see your favorite band and they don't play any songs that you like.
Right.
None. They play their new album that nobody liked and then they leave. That's what it's like watching your team lose.
Right.
Like, you didn't even try. Like, you didn't even, no one broke a bone. No one got into a tussle. No one got stabbed with a skate. No one got a stick shoved up their ass. What are we coming to hockey for? We could have went and seen Toy Story on ice. Fuck. There's a backflip in there somewhere. I know it. Like, that's more. It was just like, oh man. I'm like, God damn it. No wonder everyone's miserable around here. Fuck.
Well, obviously I've never been to Philly, never been over there, but what I do know from what you're telling me and knowing you and like all these things that you've always told me, and you know, just the stereotypes of that side of the country, I would go out on a limb and say that everybody that was there at that sporting event last night was pissed off.
You know, they're not. They're used to this shit. People just leave.
Not even about the purses.
Oh, well, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. People were bitching. There was definitely scuttlebutt, and any woman that you engaged would let you know. And they had every valid reason to talk about it. But even the girls that were bitching were like, all right, let's try to enjoy the game. Mm-hmm. And another thing about those damn purses. So yeah, I get it. You're mad. And they're not scoring, so it doesn't fucking matter. Go ahead. But everyone could hear everybody talking. And then it was like, some people had masks on, some people had masks off. It was just there's a lot of weird tension. And I'm sorry, but COVID took away if there was a happy little layer of shine to events and going out and just a little happy little reason to do it, that's gone. It's down to there's no glitz and glamour to anything anymore. It feels so militant. When you go into a stadium, they yell at you, they tell you what to do. Just, you do this and you do that, and you do this right here, right now. It's like, the fuck, did I just sign a contract? I paid to be here. At least be nice, cocksucker. I know you're not making a lot of money. That's why you're miserable. So calm down. It's just such a strange thing to be so rough. It's like, why did you pick customer service? What the fuck did you do that for? You know, I mean, pretty soon robots can handle this shit. Please put your shit in the canister. Thank you. I said fucking do it now. Like, yeah, we can deal with that. Then the humans can just go bitch at the robots. But I don't know, man. It's really, it bummed me out. I was like, I don't like this shit anymore. Like, y'all can keep this shit. I dig baseball, but there's something about being drunk outside and in t-shirt that just works for me. Sure. You know? And you can call those players a bum and they'll hear you. And that's nice. But at a hockey game, everyone's bitching and you can't hear anything. Everyone's yelling anyway. So I don't know. The Flyers suck and I'm not going anymore. Unless the tickets are $5. Then I'll go. Because that's a good deal. But for what I paid, I was like, this is horse shit. And then while I'm on a tangent, I am mindful here that I'm on a tangent. A lot of things have changed with the pandemic. I can see it plain as day. And it's live entertainment. Like, that's the hockey shit, you know, games are just stripped down. They treat you like everyone's got a virus. It's very weird. I went to see the Flaming Lips with my cousin who's never been.
Right.
And there's a good part of the story I'll share at the end of it, but he's never been. And the Lips, if those of you who have never seen these guys don't know the fuck I'm talking about, they're cool, psychedelic, out of the 80s, 90s, still doing neat stuff in my opinion with music. But over the years, the lead singer has gotten into this shit where he likes to talk in between songs, which not a fucking fan of. And he's the only person I've ever seen do this, and I've talked about this before, but he's still doing it. He does this between every song. Come on, up, come on. Like, he needs more energy. Like, it's like telling you, come on, it's not enough. Come on, it's not enough. And I was up front, like really close to the front this time. And there were some like rednecks from the middle of nowhere who were definitely into this shit. And they had not seen him enough to get tired of this nonsense yet. But it was just like, it was just annoying. It was like, dude, in between, he started with a speech, right? He brought out a radio, a little red radioactive of a bird, the remote control bird. He's a bird flying around. I was like, okay, like, let's get into the fucking jams here. And then before he plays the first song, he talks about COVID and how people in his state don't do it, and the vaccine. And then what the fuck did he talk about? He talked about just going on about some horse shit. And I'm like, about the Travis Scott thing. Like, everybody getting trampled to death and all this shit. And that's valid. And he was like, so in between every song, I'm going to make sure everybody's safe. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, right on, go ahead. But the problem was I timed it. It was 5 minutes in between songs. And they usually do like 14 tunes. Like they did 14 songs. They used to do 20. Same amount of time, just ran his fucking mouth in between each song for 5 minutes. And some of my friends who've got me into the lips, they know, because they're the ones who told me, fuck lips, we're not going to watch them anymore. This is ridiculous.
Right.
And it's just like, and I saw another band that did this. The only band I could think of, the band named Cake. That guy talks between every fucking song, political, whatever, giving away a peace tree. What the fuck are you doing? I worked for this money. That fucking hooker didn't give it to me for free. I mean, shit.
It's like, where?
Yeah, I know. It wouldn't happen. And this shit didn't have to fucking pay for this, man. I'm like, God damn it, Wayne, come on. He's like, and the thing is like, I've done stoner rants on stage that don't make any fucking sense. They sound great to you, and everyone else is like, fuck, Tony's on one. This is what he was doing. He's like, someone would say, fuck yeah. And he would go, exactly. Fuck yeah, that's right. That's how when someone says, do you love someone? You don't just say yes. You say, fuck yeah. And he's just like, God damn it, what are you talking about? And he keeps going back to it. It's like, Wayne, you got nothing, buddy. You got nothing. I know, because I'm usually got nothing too. Nothing to say, just running your hole. Jesus Christ. Even the drummer, like, is over. Each one of the players is like, he's going to do this between every song. So they're over there like ironing their shirts and shit in between songs. One guy's filing his fucking taxes. Another guy seriously had his iPad open, was checking his fucking Instagram in between songs. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. And eventually the drummer's like, boom, boom. They're like, hey, come on. We got 7 more songs, Wayne. It's been an hour and a half. Let's go. Even he's tired of it. I'm like, God damn it. The pandemic did not give you a license to tell everyone to get fucking vaccinated when they spent X amount on tickets. I'm sorry. I get it. But the tricky thing is, everyone in there had to have a vaccination card. So there's no point talking about fucking vaccinations.
Right.
We all got the shot. That's why we're here.
Right.
So what are you talking about? If anything, I would think, hey man, these people in our opinion, they did the right thing. They got vaccinated to be here. So why don't we give them what they want? Which is a killer fucking set list with no breaks, just fucking crush it. And then say, is everyone okay? Nobody getting trampled? Good. Back to work. Let's go. That would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that show that's what that was. But don't get me wrong, their jams are good. They got some really neat shit. They do. I love their music when they play it. I saw another band, Crumb, on Friday, 2 days before that.
Okay, yeah.
Great band. Great band. They're out of Boston. The girl's 23 years old. She looks 15. It's insane. Great fucking talent. I calls it like a season. And they were great. Mm-hmm. Here's my complaint, since I'm bitching anyway. They left the stage, and then she came back and was like, okay, you guys are such a great audience. We're going to give you one more. I'm like, one more? Fuck you talking about? You joking, right? One more. I checked my clock. I'm like, you've been on stage 55 minutes. We talking about one more. We got a headliner? We got somebody else coming on stage? What are you talking about? One more. And then as the band is playing and she's done singing, she skips off stage. And you know how when you're a kid and you're about to go down the stairs, but it's a short staircase, so you swing and go airborne and land?
Yeah.
She did that. And the band is still playing. She's like, wee, boop, I'm done. I'm like, hold up. I didn't get my concert on the discount rack. All right. I'm an old fuck. I need 2 hours. 2 hours. That's a headline set. $1.20. Give me $1.20 easy. One more song. I was like, you know what? I'm too old. I'm bitching too much. I need to go home and just lick my carpet. This is stupid. Why am I here? I am not having fun anymore. I think I'm done. I think I just need to stop. I'm going to get into something else. Underwater basket weaving. I don't know, something interesting. This shit's driving me crazy.
The world's changed, man. I think people,
you're getting like less for more money.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know the band that you're talking about. I don't know if I've ever. I'm just trying to think of if I've ever heard of them. I don't think I have.
We covered them. I think.
From?
I thought so. Did we not? It's okay. It doesn't matter. Obviously, if we did, they didn't make. If we did, they didn't make an impression.
I really.
I'm checking now. Maybe we didn't.
I forget shit all the time.
So I don't think I think you're safe, dude. I'm looking through our list and I don't.
Because there's that time when you were like, let's do Queens of the Stone Age, and I think on the episode I was like, no, we did that, and it turns out we didn't. So
we've done a lot of shit, but in any case, all right. So I don't think we did cover them. Maybe one day we will. They are really a groovy band, but I'm just a old sourpuss now when it comes to spending money and getting entertained.
Hey man, I think it's valid. I get it. I understand not wanting Wayne to fucking like. I think like maybe there's a time, like I've seen bands who the singer kind of like goes on a little rant, but I think the bands I've seen, I think that like I feel like they do like have like a spot for it.
They'll do it once.
Yeah, like in the middle, like what I was told, like when Rollins band used to tour, Henry Rollins band, which I was never that big of a fan. The first one was okay, but the first album was all right. But he used to like, in true Henry Rollins form, would go on, like diatribes of, rants about shit, because that's kind of his thing. And I think what I was told is he saved it for the middle.
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to put all your garbage.
And then went in,
Right.
But like after every song and before the set
song. Mm-hmm. Every song, even and for the most of the songs, he was in the plastic bubble thing, so he didn't have to wear his mask. That was fine. That's fine. And it started they steam up after about 3 songs, and so even when he was steaming up and wiping his condensation off, he was still talking, but it was just nothing, man. It was like, at least give me a recipe for a good fucking potato casserole. If you're gonna be up there talking all this time, Martha Stewart, Jesus Christ, 40 minutes of talking, I ain't got shit out of you, buddy. Not one, nothing. And he's just like, people back in my home state didn't get vaccinated. So, looks like I did. I'm here, motherfucker. I'm high. Let's go. Play that beautiful shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We don't tour very often. I'm like, yeah, I know. Well, come on. And the crazy thing is, he posts the set list on Instagram before the show. Well, I follow his simple ass. So I was like, the fuck? Like, what am I looking at this for? There's no surprises now. God damn it. It's like before I open my presents for Christmas, you're like, that's a blender, that's a blow-up doll, and that's a donkey. You're like, fuck, there's no point in unwrapping them now.
Yeah.
Shit. I'll open them when I need them.
Dude, that's like if you're waiting to watch like a sporting event, like you're at work and you're like, I really want to watch this. And then someone tells you the score, who won. And you're like, well, fuck.
What's going on?
I was waiting to watch a fight one time, and a coworker was like, "Oh yeah, they won." I'm like,
"God damn it,
asshole!" He's like, "I just looked it up." I'm like, "You didn't even watch it? You just looked at the internet and then told me? You fucking simple fuck." So yeah, I get it. I get why you would be. Yeah, I think all of your complaints sound pretty valid to me.
God, man. What the hell? What are we doing, man? It's like, it feels like you're getting less for more money, and it's not just about entertainment. And I'll say this, even when I went and saw Modest Mouse that was the first show I saw since the pandemic. They went up, they did their job, and they got off the stage. They did their thing, but it was tight. He didn't talk. Like he usually does talk a little bit, but he did a little, but it was efficient. And they put a few songs together and did their shit. But I understand. I fucking get it. the people that are going on the road right now are going either because they're told to go or they need the money.
Right.
I totally understand. I get it. But when the rest of us are at work, we cannot do a subpar performance.
Right.
And then we got to cut with that bullshit. We still got to play the game. We got to act like there's nothing going on. We got to do our stupid jobs. So when we escape our stupid jobs and come to your shit, we don't want to be reminded that you're doing it too. I don't. It's like, come on, man, really? And they just, this article I read on the internet just before, whatever, already confirmed what I already saw happening. But the prices on food in general are going up, right? Portion size going down. Very interesting. Disney just openly admitted that they're going to do it everywhere all over the place. They're cutting down the portion size. They're going to raise the prices. So it's going to be pretty funny when people at least the one good thing is now people will stop coming up to me and be like, Tony, why are you so skinny? And be like, I ate at Disney. Like, the fuck do you want from me? 6-ounce everything. Right. Be like, it is getting stupid. It's like, well, dude.
Mean, that might be Disney, but like I could tell you from the places that in this town, things are going up because food is going up. Like
right.
I know that for a fact because I shop for the restaurant, the bar I work at.
Sure.
And I saw a jug of canola frying oil that you use for a deep fryer, went from $25 or $25.95, from that price to the most expensive I saw it was $51.95. So yeah, prices of food do have to go up. But I think the portion thing, that might just be Disney or big corporations, but I think portion sizes, the restaurants I know in this town, I think are staying the same. But yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen it in my local restaurants.
Have you? Okay.
Fuck yeah. Because I usually bring shit home. And now I can, and that ain't nothing changed with me. I've been the same way for 41 damn years.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed with me. There's nothing left on the plate now. I'm finishing meals, and that's abnormal. Mm-hmm. But then the people that are usually a lot of their people are bigger than me, and that's their portion. I usually get their portion. Now they're getting my fucking portion. So we're all gonna be walking around skinny as fuck or broke as hell. One way or the other. Like, well, I wanted 2 pieces of chicken parm. No problem. $52.50. Like, what the fuck? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we'll just get another plate, big boy. Like, God damn. I'm telling you, people are going to start getting mad. Like, hey, I want to eat more. What the fuck? I got to.
Well, I haven't noticed it.
Around here, I've seen it. When I come out there, I wouldn't know out there, honestly. And the food in Portland, in my opinion, this is my God honest opinion, adventurous, and I like that. I like to eat in Portland. I really do. I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass. If I had something bad to say, I wouldn't say it anyway because Portland gets enough shit. But the food, you guys are honestly, no complaints, man. Always something fun to eat. Always something different. And even if it's like not the taste buds, it always, like, I don't know. I always dug the food in Portland. Very adventurous. Even a classic spin on something. You guys will switch it up. Great food, not a problem. And hey, if it's $15 for a fucking groovy sandwich, it's $15 for a groovy sandwich.
Because it
costs more. I understand. Like, but don't cut the sandwich in half, and then say, "Here you go, $15." Like,
well, I mean, yeah, I haven't noticed the portion size thing, and where you're at in Disney, like that's probably true, but where I work and the places in town, I haven't. Everything's just the same size.
and that's great. I'm serious, that's fucking great news. We're used to getting fucked over here. It's not a problem. And we were born bent over. That's no big deal. But you can notice.
Places do happy hours, like where you do like a burger but no fries, but it's cheaper. You know what I mean? You do that. But that's normal. You get like you get a burger, but it's like $4, $5 or whatever, discounted because there's no fries, so you just get a burger, right? Like,
well, I've noticed that more and more going forward too, that things are more a la carte now. I know what you're saying, that you can they'll price it together, or you can just get the burger by itself. But more and more as we've gone down the line here, I've noticed more a la carte stuff.
I have too, actually, and that's been like that for a while now. Like I worked in a place a couple years ago where you could get a sandwich for however much money, and then you had to buy the fries separate. And I always thought that was bullshit. And that I've been noticing that for like going on 7-8 years.
Right.
And that's like, and I always thought that was horse shit. It was
but
like,
you remember before that when it all came together. You got the burger, the pickle on the side, you got his pickle spear, and you got your fucking fries, and it was
but like
$10.
Like the place I work, we do a happy hour for Blazers games. And it's a special burger or a special chicken sandwich, and it has like a spicy mayo or whatever. But it's cheaper than a normal burger and fries because it doesn't come with fries. But it's cheaper.
Yeah,
and you just get, it's like a happy hour plate. And they do that for like a beer and shot. Like it's like a, you know, to different size, whatever, but it's all cheaper, and like it all matches at what it should be, and it's a happy hour thing, you know. Right. So like, and that's normal. That's what everyone does. That's what happy hour started as.
Yeah, you know? Smaller samples. Yeah, you might even go home and eat dinner. I mean, later,
yeah, it's just like it's smaller. It's a different price. It's cheaper than it would normally be. You know, that's normal. But the paying $14 for a smaller portion, that doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. And that sucks that people, just hearing that people are doing that no matter where it is, because I wouldn't do that. In fact, sometimes I've worked in places where the owners or managers say, hey, you know, you're a little heavy handed, you know, you're putting too much. And I do that. And I try, like last night, I was cooking with the owner, and he's like, why is there so many fries? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a fat fuck, and I think everyone should eat as much as I want to eat. So my bad.
Right. And I understand business. I understand that you have to figure out how, if you have to divide up the portions by weight to figure out how much money you're getting out of the shit that you buy. I understand that. Totally understand it. I'm not fucking with business owners here, but I'm also not blind.
Right.
And I'm in this around here, you say what the fuck you want, you know, and I mean, that's that. So to me, it's just like, hey, notice you're fucking us a little bit. Thanks, I guess. You know, I mean, there's a reason you assholes aren't passing out surveys. I mean, it's just interesting to me. It's just like, listen, I'm a skinny bastard and I'm starting to notice. And if I'm noticing, I would imagine everybody else is too. Like, I remember what the shit looked like. I know what the plates look like. I know how much was on them because I'm telling you, used to be my fucking leftovers. I live off leftovers. I live alone. Hell yeah, I bring the fucking styrofoam shit home. You know what I mean? There isn't that anymore. I'm like, how am I finishing this? Oh, because it's one handful of spaghetti and one slice of chicken parm. It used to be so much fucking spaghetti. You're like, how am I going to eat this? And then the chicken parm was stacked like a teepee on top.
Right.
I understand that the prices of shit have gone up. I get that. So you charge more for the same portion. You don't charge more and then lessen the portion too. God damn. But in all fairness, there's still a lot of old school mafia type mentality around here. I blame it on that every time we get fucked. I blame it on the mob, even if they don't exist anymore, because I think it's funny and it's fair. So it's mob mentality. It's like, you know, we're going to do over here. We're going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like they're whacking up the coke with, you know, the heroin with the Similac. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's how they whack up heroin. I watch movies.
Oh yeah, and
same thing here. It's like less is more for me. It's like, yeah, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I just know where I work and other places around town that I know that things have gone up because
and that
our doors wouldn't be open if the price of food for us goes up, but we keep it the same. You know what I mean? Like,
of course not. And like everybody's saying, listen, the price of everything has gone up. There was somebody else had said all the money, all the extra money that they gave us, if you got extra money for working, is gone because of the inflation. That's literally was the whole plan was, we're going to give them more money and we're going to get it all fucking back. And then some. Watch this hustle. Come on. If you don't know you're getting fucked, then, you know, you're not grabbing your ankles tight enough. Right. That's fine. We're used to that shit. That's fine. But at the same time, it's like, you ever want me to vote for somebody? I'm just not trying to be political, but you ever want Tony to vote? Just put someone on there that says, hi, you're going to get fucked. you're already getting fucked, but I'm just going to let you know, we're going to keep on fucking you. I would sign up for that person. I don't care. Like, he was honest. He just told me he's going to fuck us. I'm like, don't even tell me how you're going to fuck me. I love surprises, but just tell me you're going to fuck me. That's it. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, la,
Dude,
la,
I've
la, la,
always
la,
said that.
blah,
I've
blah, blah,
always
blah,
said that.
blah. Everything's okay. Like, no, 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 no. Everyone's miserable. No one has any fucking money. And everywhere you go, you can't do anything you used to do. So
Right.
people are going to get a little wound up.
Yeah. I've always said that about voting for a president or whatnot, because it's, yeah, if you gotta fuck me, just be like, hey, grab your ankles, I'll tell you you're purty, you know what I mean? Like, just let me know. And like, yeah, whole world sucks. Like,
but after a 20-minute tangent that I just put on for you all, first I want to say, I told you in the beginning there was a cherry on top to one of my stories. So here's the cherry on top. Whenever you go to a concert around here, you spend an extra 25 to fuck, God only knows how much for parking, right?
right.
So everywhere you go in the city is a different venue. It's usually a different part of town, and you got to know the parking deal. You know, you just got to know how with the hustle. So I finally found a good hustle. There's a casino a half a block away from the venue that for this one, and I'm not even going to say what venue it was because I don't want these fuckers to figure it out. So what you do is you go to the casino and you park your car, but they have security that runs around, so you can get caught if you park your car and walk across the street. I don't want to play that game. So I decided I'll go into the casino and then I'll come back out. And so my cousin and I were together, and I was like, let's go so far as to get a receipt for something. Then we won't get fucked with, and it'll be pretty cheap parking, So I was like, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go put the 20 bucks I was going to spend on parking in the machine, and I'll pull the handle, and then I'll pull and then, then I'll have a receipt. And so I went in, I pulled the handle, I put in a 20, and I pulled out, and I hit for 26 bucks. I mean, I got an extra $6.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's a
receipt,
win.
take that shit out. Took my $5. But the thing is, they don't give you receipts. It's a voucher for your money. So I was like, So I threw another $1 in, hit for a little something, and took that shit out and put it in my pocket. So the cherry on top is that night and every night going forward, I'll be going to the casino with my parking money, and I will quickly bet on some of my parking money, win, lose, or draw, and then walk my happy ass over to the venue for free parking. And the benefit of parking at a casino, as like I mentioned, there's security. Aha! So not only is it parking, it's good fucking parking for free. Thanks. See, you see, America, the pandemic's not that bad. You just got to figure out how to fuck them back. It's good. It's excellent. Just give a little fucking back to them. That's all. I mean, until they figure this out, it'll be great. So I was like, you know what? This dude's rambling on at this show, but I did get paid to park tonight, and that's how I'm going to choose to look at this shit.
I like that. I like that you found you found
that's
the diamond.
My silver lining, man. I'm not a sourpuss. I do get revved up, but there's a silver lining to everything. There really is. It's just I had to sound like I was old Tony G and bitch about everything for 17 minutes, but there's silver linings. If you're out there and you're feeling like it's a little bit rough right now, don't ignore it. You're not alone. It is rough. It's definitely fucking rough. I'm trying to do my job, and a customer asked me, I'm just gonna say, customer asked me, was like, what does 5G do besides bring down airplanes? I'm just gonna say that I'm in sales, and my job is to get that person to get into the products that I sell. And that is one of the products that I sell. And that was how it was thrown at me by said customer. What is 5G gonna do besides bring down airplanes? To which I literally said, well, it was rated G, but I laughed in her ear hard, like really hard, because I thought she was bullshitting me. She wasn't fucking kidding. I was like, well, if I'm getting paid to sell something that's going to bring down airplanes, I don't even know what to fucking say to that.
Yeah, what do you say to that? Yeah.
I was like, okay. She's like, well, you know how they make you turn your phone off when you get ready to take off? And I said, yeah, I never do it. That was my response. I was like, I don't turn my shit off. And she's like, what? I'm like, never mind. What's your problem? And she's like, well, that's how you bring down airplanes, right? And I said, well, how many planes have been brought down by interference from cell phones? And she's like, I don't know. Have planes been brought? I'm like, stop. You're the one who brought this up. I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to sell you shit. That's all I don't give a shit, honestly. Don't get the shit. I don't care. I really don't care. I'll sell you something else. You called me. But she wanted to spend an hour talking about that. And I told her, I said, listen, you can connect to a network when you're on the airplane now. You can have 4G service or whatever on your phone when you're flying.
Yeah, you put it in airplane mode.
You could if you wanted to, right? You're supposed to put it in airplane mode while they're taking off so it doesn't interfere with their radio traffic to the towers. That's why. And then when you get up in the air, they say you can turn your shit on. It doesn't matter. Or whatever the rules are. I have headphones in. In any case, I've had my shit on the whole time for many years. Haven't brought down a plane yet. I don't think that a new signal is going to do that either. I kind of doubt it. But if it happens, say, fuck it, whatever. She said one other thing, and then this is like, she said something that blew my fucking mind. She was like, as far as your company goes, I guess I'll stick with you guys. But as long as Aaron Rodgers isn't your mascot, this is why the brilliant people that come up with this shit for the rest of us morons to sell for a living stay far away from the customers. I get that now. I understand why the leaders of these corporations deal with the stockholders and not the dipshits who actually buy the shit to support the stock. Oh my God.
Who's Aaron Rodgers?
That's what I was going to get into. I don't watch, people ask me all the time why I don't have cable. That's because I'm not interested in the shit that's on cable. It's also on the internet, not that interested in it. Aaron Rodgers is a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I don't really give a shit. Good for him. But he lied. It's all over the news. So now that I've said this, you'll see it and it'll be unavoidable. But in any case, he lied about getting the vaccine and then he got COVID. Which if he worked at fucking Walmart or Big Lots, nobody would give a shit. But because he's a football player, it's a problem.
So he said he got vaccinated. But then how did he get caught?
He actually, I guess he did what most people don't do in this country. He was honest after he got questioned, because originally there was an interview where they said, did you get vaccinated? And he said, I got inoculated. Okay, whatever. So fuck, man, whatever the fuck's going on in Green Bay, I don't know. But in any case, it's pussyfooting around, and this is horseshit. But my thing is just like, really, like, you have time in your busy day to reach out to someone like myself and take up time with that horse shit. Like, you're like, listen, as long as the person who's pushing your product on television didn't lie about getting a vaccine, then we're good. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys know this, but the world's a hell of a lot easier to live in if you don't watch that shit. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it really is. Because at the end of the day, some products are better than others. The one that I offer happens to be more reliable. And if you decide to go with a shittier product for about the same amount of money just because someone didn't get a fucking vaccine, that's your choice, dude. But don't waste 50 minutes of my time asking me wild shit about shit bringing down airplanes and about quarterbacks selling the shit that I offer. What is going on? You guys need, if you quit your work, if you were part of the Great American Walkout or whatever, don't call me because you got time. I don't want to talk about this shit. Like, I don't care. Phones are on a 3-month backlog. I got problems. I got to sell shit that I can't actually sell. And you're talking to me about Aaron Rodgers and a 5G antenna up his ass? I don't care. I really don't care. I don't give a flying fuck if that 7 wings.
Both of those together.
Goddamn right I did. I'm an artist, baby. Anyway, so that was my fucking week. And I want to say this so I could feel like I got away with murder. I don't rant very often, but I did want to today because that's how the week went.
You don't rant very often?
Well, not as much as I did today. But it is Veterans Day. So I'm just going to go ahead and lean on that crutch and say, Happy Veterans Day. Nothing like a veteran bitching about a bunch of shit he can't change. So
I was gonna say Happy Veterans Day to you, but
well, for all those
you had a lot to say, so
from both of us here, if you served or were with, family member, Happy Veterans Day. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and Tony, to you, Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you.
So, yeah. All right. How we feeling? How
I'm
we
awake
doing?
now. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm go out there
you
and yell
up?
at the mailman for
Good?
something they didn't do. Like, this mail, does it kill people? I heard it kills people, these envelopes. Go out there and pissing someone else's Cheerios.
Hmm.
Oh man, and I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe it's time for old Tony G to pack his shit and go somewhere, like some positive part of the country. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've been in the whole country. I'm here now. I don't know if there is anywhere. Pig's Knuckle, Arkansas. I could try that out, but hey,
Ooh,
it
I
doesn't
like I
matter.
like that place.
Do you?
Great vegan food in Pig's Knuckle,
Oh my
Arkansas.
God. That,
Um,
I mean, I
all
feel
right.
better.
Well, speaking of Arkansas, how about time to talk about music? How about that?
And that actually does tie in because the music that you picked reminds me of some stuff in Arkansas. It has an Arkansas vibe.
Yeah, it's got a twang to it. Down it,
Yeah,
We'll twang down it.
sure does.
Um, all right. It was my pick, so I'll start off. The band was 16 Horsepower. The album is called Secret South.
Yep.
This is a band that I used to listen to regularly, pretty often years ago. Probably I found out about them around the same time this album came out, which I think was 2001 or something like that. Around that time, maybe a year before or after that, but sometime around then. And I started listening to them around probably 2003-ish, I want to say. So around the time that the album came out. So, and then it's one of this band. The reason why I picked it is because it was one of those bands and albums that I used to love, and then just didn't listen to for about 5, 6, 7 years.
Mhm.
Everyone kind of has that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You love it, and then you put it on the shelf, and you just stop. And I was like, oh man, I just for some reason I thought about a horse or something, and I go, oh yeah, that band. So I listened to it, then put it back on the shelf for a couple of months because I wanted to listen to it on this show.
Hmm.
So, what'd you think?
Um, Honestly, I've been listening to it. It's getting better. At first, I'll be completely honest. The first song was good. The second song started to slow down, and then it got a little slower in the album, and it was just I dig it. I'm still listening to it. The lyrics are really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not in my what I would say is like it's not so much about like crazy instrumentation. It's more like they have something to say.
Right.
Right? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I don't think that
It's more
they're.
about the lyrics than about like killer licks on the guitar or a banjo, solo or whatever. I mean, it was like,
Yeah, they're more of like they have groovy music and everything, and I don't think what they have something to say per se. Like they don't have like a message that they're getting out. Like
yeah,
like yeah, I don't think that like it's like this is what we believe in. You know what I mean? It's more like they're just singing about maybe stuff they believe in or using like it's like what I said.
well, you said something about religion, and then that's kind of like what I kept
Yeah,
hearing was like,
like if you were to look them up, like the genres of music to describe them, one of them would be gospel, and it definitely has that
and
vibe.
that's what I meant by having something to
Yeah,
say. Like, they stick to their, yeah,
yeah.
like that.
But like, do you remember when I told you like the disclaimer as of like how metal bands will use Satanism and
Yes.
satanic
Yeah.
imagery? That's how this band is, but except with Christianity and the new and more in particular the Old Testament. How kind
Right.
of the Old Testament was about the earth opening up and Satan coming out and God and Jesus coming back on a horse with a sword and that kind of shit. Like that's kind of how this music is. Whether or not the singer believes on what he believes, that's kind of what they're doing is like they're using God and like Christianity in a way the same way metal bands use satanic imagery and Satanism. It's in
Right.
that same sort of way, except they're using God.
Right. And like I'll be honest with you, I thought you were throwing a metal album out at me, so took me off guard when it was banjos and
Yeah.
that kind of thing, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like I had the wrong idea when I listened
Oh
to
yeah.
the album.
Oh, because I made sure to say it's not metal, so and it made
Well,
it.
I'm not listening to anything you say, but yeah, I mean, I probably should have. I'm kidding, man.
No, that's fine. Um,
Fuck
it's-
you, Alex. Just
yeah.
kidding.
Well, I mean, it's proof in that.
But in all fairness, like if I was on a road trip with someone and they were playing this and I kept listening to it and we talked about it, like we talked about if someone knew what they were talking about, because I don't know, I am not into religion in any way, shape, or form. I've never read the Bible. I have no interest. Um, so I don't know what they're talking about. That's to be fair. And like I'm not against it's not bad music, but it didn't grab me on the first go round. The second one, then I really honestly the opening track was my favorite. And I do like it. Clogger,
Mhm.
the first tune. And then it just feels like they put their heavier shit up front with like their heaviest songs to get, and then it did its thing. Um but it's not bad. It's just something I would have to keep listening to get into.
Right.
To really like, yeah,
And this
possible.
album is their first album. It's called like Sackcloth and Ashes or something like that, and that is more folky, more rednecky, but it still has that like eeriness about them because like that's how they are is like they're not like really a rock band. They're like they have like
No,
parts that pick up, but they're more of like they have an eeriness about them, and that's what I mean when I say that they use God as almost a weapon. Where they like because it's like it's kind of creepy. It's not celebrating Jesus and shit like that.
right.
It's more
Yeah.
like you I don't know if you looked them up and saw pictures of them, but they're all
Mm,
kind of scary, like scary, skinny, tall white dudes. Especially the singer, he kind of has a little bit of an underbite,
mm.
and he's got like long blonde hair and and he like sometimes he has braids, and he kind of is never smiling. He's like skinny and tall, and I always just every time I listen to this band, I just picture like it's dusk out or it's like evening and he's like standing in like a cornfield field with like suspenders on and a wife beater and he's got like blonde braids and he's just standing there with a hatchet talking about Jesus. Like I'm like that's what I see when I listen to this music.
Sounds
So
like a
that's what I
Norman
mean
Rockwell
about that they're
painting on
using
acid, man.
God as a weapon, and it's like kind of scary, like you meet like somebody that's hellfire and brimstone. You're like, wait, God is scary too. God
Right.
is actually scarier than the devil to me. Think about it. Think about how God, how. All right, it's my turn to go on a fucking rant.
No, no,
Think about how scary God is. The devil sounds cool. He's playing fucking metal with a flying V guitar with his long dick rolled out into the carpet. And he's got fucking horns. He's got muscles. He's cool. You don't even know what God looks like. God doesn't look like anything. That's scary. Think about it. God's created everything. Famine, disease, natural disasters, everything. He created that shit. And guess what? He could stop it, but he doesn't because he's an asshole. Nothing bad happens because of the devil. Everything bad happens because of God. He can fucking stop it, but he doesn't. God's an asshole. The devil's awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Think about it that way. Think about it that way. That's why this music is more scary than any satanic music you'll ever listen to, because he's talking about God and shit like that. Meanwhile, if you really want to God could clear a lot of shit up if he were just to show his face once for like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I could stop a lot of stuff, but I'm not because I'm a maniac. So that's why God is scarier than the devil. But I like this album. It's good.
That was great. That was fucking funny. And you realize you said the devil sounds cool.
The devil does sound cool. Sounds like a fucking cool guy.
Oh,
Sure, you're in hell forever and burning
holy
alive.
fuck, that was great.
Getting nicked by a hot poker. But God is all mysterious and shit, and he could fucking stop every bad thing in the world from happening. But he doesn't, because he's an asshole and also fake. So
well, we went from 6 viewers to 3. All right.
Hey, want 3 honest. I would rather have 3 honest viewers.
I do want to say the album I did I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it at first. It's growing on me. There are some songs in there that are good, but it's the silver lining once more is that they remind me of a band I've been trying to remember the name of for some time, that has a few songs that I like, and the band that they remind me of is called Blitzen Trapper.
Mm-hmm.
You know them, right? They have that song, I can't fucking remember the name of it. Anyway, the one about the serial, what's it called? Here it is right here. Black River Killer. It had that same kind of vibe, like the banjos, the sound, the darkness. That's what they are dark. The band that you introduced me, they are dark. I like that. And that's what they reminded me of. I'm like, there's another band like this. So in that regard, once I kind of associated them to and like that, I was like, yeah, all right, okay. Like I get this. I would just want to, what you presented is something that I would sit down with you and be like, and if you translated some shit, because I don't know anything about the Bible. So when I hear Lord and sister said a bunch, I'm like, fuck this. I'm not going to afternoon lunch at the church on Sunday. Like that's what it reminds me of. It's just like an all day church event. And that's fine. But if you were like, no, this is what it means. And because I'm like, oh, okay, because I didn't read the fucking Bible. I don't know. Then I'd probably have more interest in it. But I don't know what they're talking about. I never took a direct interest in it.
Well, to put it this way, like the Bible, in my opinion, is probably the best book ever written. It's filled with a bunch of horse shit that never ever happened, but it is a crazy book.
Yeah, but it's written all fucked up though. I mean, it's almost like Dr. Seuss, but the clean version.
That's why it's awesome. It's all right. If you just go from all right, you take another made up imaginary thing, like let's say the Lord of the Rings, right? People love that shit. People love The Hobbit. People love that fucking shit. The Bible blows that shit out of the goddamn water. Blows it out of the fucking planet.
You said Bible and goddamn together.
I know. The last book in the Bible called Revelations is crazy shit. Talks about how the earth is gonna open up and all the sinners are gonna be swallowed by the earth and go to hell forever. That's insane. That's crazy.
As long as I don't have to work tomorrow, swallow me up, Lord, and I'm in.
I'm just talking about how the Bible's probably the best book ever written, just on stories and like what it says. Not what I don't believe in God either. I don't believe in fucking anything. I think it's all but just on a book, just solely on stories. That's an awesome book. It's there's a talking snake. There's a talking snake that goes, "Hey, you want some fucking fruit?" That's insane. That's crazy. Adam and Eve. Someone breaks a rib off and makes a woman. That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy shit, man. I mean,
so.
Oh my God.
More about music.
So anyway, yeah, man. Good pick.
I do want to get into it. I love this band and I can't stop listening to them. I like it because it is really dark and eerie. Like if you watch some of their live videos, not on all of them, but some of their live videos, like there's like a couple of them where they're playing outdoor festivals and it's night. and wherever it is, wherever in the world, but they're playing, and the singer will do this thing sometimes when he's like, they'll be playing and they'll be in the middle of a song, and in between, like, because he'll play either the guitar, the accordion, or the banjo while he's singing. And then when he's like taking a breath from not, like when there's no more, when he's not singing but still playing, like you'll see him and he'll be like, his eyes are rolled back into his head and he's speaking tongues and he's like, and it's fucking, and it's night and it's like really creepy and and the music's kind of eerie. It's fucking cool.
It sounds like it sounds like the kind of, that one religion that has snakes, like they have poison snakes and they carry snakes around and shit. Sounds like they would play at those.
Yeah, that's Christianity.
What?
Yeah, there's a branch of Christianity. There's different, like, Foursquare, whatever kind, Pentecostal, Lutheran. There's a type of Christianity that the people with snakes, those are Christians.
I just think of the campaign with Will Ferrell when he's like, "Goddamn serpent snake bit me," and then these guys playing in the background.
Yeah, dude,
speaking tongues with his eyes rolled back in his head. Alex, I'm not going to that shit, man.
Dude, it's fucking awesome. It's crazy.
As long as I don't have to know somebody to go to the.
Dude, I'm not
Who invited you? The devil. All right, come on in.
I'm not talking about like we're going there to praise the Lord, because they're not really praising the Lord. They're just like, this is authentic as fuck. The fact that I have to almost like, like when you have to almost like defend or explain something, that means that thing is authentic, because you're trying to sell it to someone. You're trying to sell it to a group, and I don't know. I fucking love this band. One of my favorite tracks, two of my favorite tracks are Cinder Alley and Wayfaring Stranger.
That
one was,
those are right. Okay.
Those are two of my favorite. And what was Burning Bush is a fucking, and then Strawfoot. Those are four of my favorites.
I think we should hang out and maybe drink whiskey and listen to this shit, and then we won't remember anything we said. But
I think if you, like you said, like you're starting to get into it, like if you just like, if you listen to it more, I think you will get into it.
I might. I mean, like sometimes, you never. Yeah, I'm in. Like I said, I'm not against it. Sometimes the first time you hear something and you're like, if you keep giving it a shot, like a lot of music, it's not like everything just grabs you. Sometimes you have to push yourself a little bit, and then you find something in there you're into. And that's how I feel about this shit. Because on my second round, I was like, all right, okay, this isn't bad. I get it, but I just don't know what the hell they're talking about because I don't follow music. Like I don't follow the Bible.
Right. Well, see, and that's fair, because I don't either, but I would, like we've talked about before, I used to be a believer and I do remember parts of the Bible. And I just think if you take away all the Christian part and how people think it's real, if you take that part away, it's a hell of a book. It really is. Because if you just go, this is fantasy, this is a fairy tale, it's not real. It's it's a fuck of a book. Crazy shit happens. Sodom and Gomorrah, like sodomize. That's where that came from. Sodom and Gomorrah, like crazy shit comes from the Bible.
I mean, that was like the first big book that everyone read. So that's the first time sodomy came on the scene. But I'm sure people were butt fucking long before that.
Oh yeah.
Like first time they put ass fucking in a book. Hey.
Yeah, but see, well, that's the thing, is that this book is supposed to be how old? Thousands of years, like whatever, like first people, like it's I'm just like, I think the Bible is I'll never read it again, but I think it's insane. Um, but I think 16 horsepower is a good group, but you do have to get past or understand the religion part about it,
Right.
because he is singing a lot about that. It's I want to
Well,
say
he says like sister a lot and Lord a lot, and it's just like if you don't know what he's talking about, you're like, that's not for me. But
well, do you remember when we covered that Devin Townsend?
mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
he's a hardcore atheist. Hardcore atheist.
Okay.
But he has that song where he's saying Lord.
Yeah.
But he's what I think, I don't know for sure, but I think because that song, if you listen to the rest of the song, he's saying baby and talking about I get it now, I get our love and that kind of thing. So I think he's using Lord and putting whoever the person he's talking about on a pedestal.
Right.
Calling them Lord, like you're the Lord of my love or whatever, that kind of thing. So
Sure.
I think there's other meanings,
Right, but when someone says Lord with a southern accent and a
yeah, I
banjo
know.
In the background, you're like,
Yeah, you're
oh,
kind of
hold
like,
the
whoa.
fuck on a second.
Yeah,
You're
I
my
get that.
Lord, you're my sister. Like, all right, hang a fuck on
Yeah,
a second.
I get that. That makes I understand
I
that.
was at, I mean, you know me, I was at the gym. I was like, hold the fuck up. This ain't metal, man. I can't work
You
out
know
to
what,
this shit.
dude? I knew you were gonna do that too, and
You
that's
always
why.
say it, like, don't listen to this at the gym. I'm like, listen, man, that's where if I'm at, like, if I'm at work, I can't hear it. It's background noise. So it's no
Right.
justice in playing it then. And then otherwise, no shit. I'm either staring into the abyss of my television or I'm at the gym. So that's where I like to try out new shit. Cause usually you throw metal at me and I'm just like, cool. But I'm like driving to the gym and I'm listening to this and I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do this shit. And I got on the treadmill and I almost started walking. I'm like, hold up, let's go, man. Fuck this shit. Put on some Billy Joel. We got to get moving. And no, I know
Well,
Billy Joel is not moving music, but I'm fucking getting older now. So
I remember this clear as day. I remember saying this isn't metal.
I don't listen.
You got to.
It says 16 horsepower. I thought for sure we were going to take off.
Well, I said, I was like, this isn't metal. It's I even I was just like, it's not metal. I remember saying that. And
Dude,
in the disclaimer, I was like, this is not metal.
and I'm like, squirrel. And like, dude, I worked out to Billy Joel and some other shit today, but I couldn't work out to that. And that's where, I was, so it's just where I'm at. I'm just turning into one of them old fucks, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
great.
I mean, you work out to whatever you want to work out to.
Right? Always a woman.
So what do you think? Let's put a number on it. Scale 1 to 10, 10 being you loved it, 1 being you hated it.
7.
All right, that's good. That's how I think you know what that is? That just means it was good.
Right. And if I were to continue to listen to it and a song or two put a hook in me, that number could go up pretty quick.
Right. I think to me it's a 10 or 9.5,
Right.
what I mean? Yeah.
Well, no, and of course not to sound cheesy, but I totally appreciate, that you're putting one of your fucking favorite things out there, like you said, and rediscovering it. But
Yeah.
it's not a lighthearted band. So it's
No,
either
definitely
you're
not.
gonna dig in and get into it, and probably there's a lot of bands you have to do that with. That's how you become a true fan of a band. But it's not something you're just gonna hear on the radio and be like, oh, that's catchy. At least not in my opinion. I mean,
No, this is definitely either you know about it or you don't, and
right.
you know about it, either gonna like either turn it up or turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, half of the reason why I chose this is to kind of throw something at you and just see what you thought about it.
Well,
Because
I
I
remember you said up front, the one I didn't hear nothing about no metal, but what I did hear you say was I either have something that, I haven't heard, or I have something that I have heard that might push you a little bit. And you're 100% on the nose.
yeah.
That's what this was.
Mm-hmm.
A little out of my comfort zone, but I mean, I trust you enough. That's why I listened to it again. I was like, all right, let me try this shit again. And then the first 3 songs were really good. I was like, all right, this is good. I get it.
Right.
You know? Yeah, no, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. Just something you have to understand to get into it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But if you guys, if out there in the YouTube land, if you guys listen to it, that's cool. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, that's all right too, as long as you listen.
Yeah, man.
With all that being said, I think it's time to get into something else, huh?
That's right. So if those of you who've been following along with us, you know that we've switched up our way in which we're going to select music, try to make it a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more fun. So we mentioned last week that we'd come up with I don't know, what do you want me to say?
we came up, basically we are doing a wheel, the wheel of the unfortunate future. It's not called that, we don't know.
That's not a wheel, that's a ghost.
That's a dead body.
We're about to get a shitload of views.
Yeah. Last episode we'll ever record, but it's gonna be more than 6 views, say that much. All right, so here's the wheel.
So what we've done is, as last week we asked all of our audience members, whoever, to throw in some ideas. And one of our very loyal fans and listeners, sweetheart that she is, took a few minutes and threw 5 suggestions our way. And we're looking for a total of 10. So Alex and I happily threw in some suggestions as well. So we have a mixed bag right now. We've got some of our own ideas, and we have some ideas that aren't ours. So I'm going to read off what they are, the 10 bands and albums right quick, and I'm not going to say which one they are in order. He'll spin it, and then you'll find out which one it is. But the list is kind of funny. So some of them are. So we have on the wheel we'll have Devo, We Are Not Men, We Are Devo. The Pretty in Pink soundtrack.
I love it.
Slint, Spiderland. The Gypsy Kings, Greatest Hits.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Joel, The Stranger. I don't know who picked that fucker. Bjork, Post. That's a good one. Mono Lord, Your Time to Shine, brand new album. Left Field, Leftism. That's another cool disco album, or whatever you want to call it. John Coltrane, Love Supreme, live in Seattle. And then the Coco soundtrack.
Hell yeah, that's a great movie.
All right, so this is what we're going for. This is the kind of list I'm talking about here, and of course there's a bunch other. So please, now that you guys hear the list, keep in mind we're going to only use one a week, and whatever's still on the list stays until it's used.
And then that whatever gets picked, there's going to be an empty slot, and that will be replaced by either someone referring a band and an album, or one of us putting something up there.
Right. And just to be clear, we will do it as a default. We're not, if you guys said, we'll use your guys' stuff first. So please, if you like this idea, please feel free. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, but you see it. So this is it. So your shit can end up on the list for the wheel, and we don't know when we're going to listen to it, but we will get to it.
Mm-hmm. And how it's going to, and I know these numbers look, I don't know if they're going to look backwards to you guys, but they look backwards to me when I look into the computer, to the camera.
Right.
So how it's going to work is whatever number it lands on, I'm going to go, it's number whatever. And then when it's on Tony's list, he's going to read off the band and the album, and that's how we're going to do it. So we ready?
Ready. Spin that beautiful wheel.
Okay, here we go. That was a fake spin.
It's got to go around full. Yeah, it's got at least one full spin.
You know what? This wheel might need a little grease on it later, but we'll do it. All right, ready?
Yeah. That's spinning. Wait.
Brand new car. All right, we got 7.
The Gypsy Kings Greatest Hits.
Awesome. Perfect. All right.
And neither one of us knows what that is. This is cool.
I think I've heard of it, so it's it's all right. All right, so we'll do that.
All right, so we are listening to the Gypsy Kings greatest hits. That is what we're going to be talking about next week. That's pretty much, yeah. GY. I'm just trying to learn how to. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I probably didn't spell it right either, but it's all right. So this is what we're doing. I hope you guys like it. We like to throw in a little bit of cheese factor with the wheel, and Price is Right, all that kind of shit, or what if they even have a wheel? I don't know. So we did it. Homework for next week is Gypsy Kings greatest hits, and yeah, I think we're there, buddy.
Awesome. Once again, like I always do, I mean it. We both mean it. Thanks for watching. For all you vets out there, have a great vet day.
Absolutely.
All that stuff. Friends, family, the whole nine. For all of you who aren't veterans, thank you very much for watching the show. I appreciate everyone's support, whether you just listen to half of it, the first 5 minutes. I don't give a shit. Thank you very much. I appreciate from both of us. Thank you very, very, very much. We will, hey, like, follow, worship, subscribe, all that cool shit. By now, you guys know where to find us, where to hit us up.
Yep.
If you have any suggestions, traditionally people just post at the bottom of the YouTube video that week. Alex checks there. We'll also check our Titfu our Instagram page, right?
Yeah, Titfu 69.
Titfu 69.
Yeah. Just on that one, it'd be easier if you do that way, to direct message us, and not comment. I mean, you could, but direct message.
Oh yeah, you're right. No problem. I mean, yeah. So comment on the video of that week. The most recent video if you can, and then if not, direct message us on Instagram Titfu69, and either way we'll get it. Hey man, screw with us a little bit. Have some fun with it. Seriously, it's as fun as you guys want to make this shit. We're into it. So totally appreciate it, and throw some ideas our way. But beyond that, you guys have a great week. Thanks for putting up with our tangents. They can be fun. That was I feel better, especially living here. So guys have a great one. We'll see you next week. Alex, you're beautiful. All right.
You're beautiful too, Tony.
Shit. Bye.